Welcome back everyone dito sa latest episode ng Deep Dive. At ito kasama natin ulit isa sa ating mga paboritong abogado ng bayan, ng buong mundo. Dahil every time nag-usap kami parang dumadami yung kailangan hulin, di ba? So for a very long time, sinabi namin, right after Digong, it's just a matter of time na si Batong next, di ba? And of course, with Batong now officially a fugitive, it's just a matter of time na mag-go na rin, no pun intended, ang potentially next ICC warrant of arrest. But Attorney Conti, before we go to that, and of course itong announcement by ICC na I think November is gonna be the trial proper. So fail na naman yung bagong legal team niya. Hindi na Kaufman to, di ba? They were pushing for 18 months pa. Hindi mag-work yan. It's gonna be less than what, 8 months, 6 months. Punta muna tayo sa ating minamahal na bansa, no? Para maubos na yata yung Duterte, no? So Bato is fugitive. Bongo is kinda in the twilight zone. Jinggoy. Jinggoy is gonna be a returnee, no? Returnee ano siya eh. Parang balik. Balik ano siya eh. Hindi balik ba siya. Balik ano siya at
Labas-masok na.
exactly labas ano siya eh. Multiple entry yung visa niya eh. So, so ang question is sino bang matitira at the rate we're going kasi halos lahat sila may kaso. Ang Amy Marcos lang yung medyo mahabang usapan. Yun lang yung medyo mahabang usapan. But all of them one way or another um something is going on. So let's go one by one dun sa Duterte, no? Not necessarily one by one, but like lay off the land. First of all, what is your read of what happened with the Bato situation, with all this discussion about protective custody daw, wala naman daw warrant arrest sabi ng PNP, but NBI is there, parang pinadala ng NBI yung mga actually some of the more junior officers para lang maganda, maayos ang kausap, and obviously that went wrong. Nakapasok si Bato kahit may warrant of arrest, nagstay, and then nakatakas, and then now even with Robin Hood Padilla, he's officially also medyo ano na eh, tinitignan kung meron siyang active role dun sa takas ng isang fugitive. So, what on earth is your read of what happened sa Senate, including yung putukan?
Well, my most diplomatic statement about this is that it's a series of unfortunate events. There is one kumbaga well taken point na hindi naman ito kumbaga orchestrated in this way na perfect na ganito ang mangyayari tapos ganito. Kumbaga nobody was so smart to have thought of all this. But because the NBI did this and then ganito yung sagot na ganito tapos ganito talagang bulilyaso ang dulo. Pero the worst I could put it is, kung sakasakaling meron ngang hidden, the invisible hand that moved everything at nag-scheme behind the scenes, well, this is clearly panloloko. Parang naging moro-moro po yung nangyari. And hanggang ngayon nakikita ko yun sa Senado. Pero ano ba yung better term na parang yung parang puppet, yung parang feeling nila kung anong igalaw nila, eh susunod. Pero yung mga tao parang, teka, hanggang ngayon kahapon ba yung gustong pabotohin, yung tumakas at absent na nga na senador, gustong pa ipa-involve sa proceedings. Kaya teka, parang nagkakalokohan na talaga. Kaya ang hirap i-process sa totoo lang. Pero pag tinanong mo yung biktima, sabi, attorney, parang may drama, may comedy, may action. Kaya sabi nga nila Senate flicks.
May sprint, may marathon. Ang
Mas
bilis tumakbo ni Bato I was surprised. He's fast.
yung favorite ko diyan na yung alam ko yung mga netizens magaling mabilis maglalagay ng mga ano to yung sa sounds. Nilagay nila yung one for all for one. Sa Itbulagay ata yun. O mga kababayan. Tapos may isa pa, very perfect, ang galing. Kaya congratulations po kay Senator Bato for being the talk of the town last week and for being a viral sensation for 2026 worldwide.
Unfortunately, worldwide at the expense of the country dahil some of the people who work with some of the world leaders who are expected to come to the Philippines for the 49th ASEAN Summit, I think around November, they were wondering, like, anong klase tayong bansa, Banana Republic, putokan sa Senado, tapos hindi mo alam kung totoo o hindi. Isang ICC fugitive, pina-smuggle in lang para lang bumoto, para lang protektahan potentially another person accused of massive plunder na matatrial for impeachment. And then the next thing you know, nakatakas pa. So, I mean, what the heck is going on? Did you expect it to get this dramatic and crazy? Since na-expect naman natin na matagal na, Bato is next in line.
But yes, much more of action yung inaabangan ko. Yung tipong hot pursuit chase, iniisip ko pa nga, naku, baka mag-car chase dito. Kasi definitely, he will have to show up at the Senate at one time or another. Akala ko tipong mabilis na yung covert ops na mabilisan. Papasok siya, boboto ba o magsasalita, magsasubmit ng kung ano man. I was even contemplating he would submit a resignation of some sort from committees at the least. Sabihin niya, babitawan ko muna itong committee na to para lang magbigay daan na may ibang mag-head. Pero, grabe, hindi ko inakalang all in one. May action nga, may drama, etc. Pero, kung sa Senate, talagang flashpoint yan na dapat binantayan talaga simulat sa poll dahil yan yung katangi-tanging lugar na kailangan niyang puntahan in person. Kaya hindi ko talaga maintindihan kung anong nangyari sa NBI or PNP. Ganun pa nga eh. Kung sino man sa kanila ang nautusan at dapat nag-implement ng warrant na, at ito yung ipo-point out ko, hindi po ito warrant na nalaman lang natin nung araw na yon or 2 days before. Or, kumbaga, nakita natin na November pa po alam na to ng Philippine government. Hindi ko lang alam kung bakit nagkandagulo-gulo pa,
Kami nga
ibaback
sinabi
pa.
namin openly na nakita na namin.
Yun na nga eh. Kaya,
Ano pa ba?
pero hawak na nila, mas yung pa. Kumbaga, the people of the world generally have no role in the execution of the warrant. Pero silang inutusan, PNP or NBI or sino mang law enforcement agents, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit pa sila nag-deny. Initially, we don't know where the warrant is. We don't know. Tapos, sa totoo, in all fairness to former Senator Trillanes, sorry, sinasantabi ko siya. Kasi in a way, panggulo talaga siya. Never din naman niya ngang sinabi na nagsiserve siya ng warrant. Kaya sabi ko, wag niyong kumbaga, hindi siya yung officially nagsiserve. Sinabi niya doon, nandun ako, kasi inimbita ako ni Bato. O di okay, nandun siya. Kaya yung sa motion ni Bato, yun yung ini-issue niya eh. Bakit ang nagsiserve ng warrant si Senator Trillanes? Sino siya? Ganyan. Huwag niyo na pong isipin si Senator Trillanes, sayaan niyo na siya. Ang isipin niyo yung NBI at PNP and what they did. Yun yung mas crucial dun sa issue natin ngayon. Kaya kung may sisisihin man, I would say doon sa mismong incident, primary NBI, secondarily and PNP.
I mean,
Tertiarily,
yeah.
may pangatlo pa eh. DOJ.
We had General Torre on this show earlier and a very diplomatic version of General Torre said na parang ang daming mga steps na hindi nagawa. Yung scanning, make sure the relevant officers at the highest level are conducting something as sensitive as this. Parang basically in-imply niya hindi on top of their job. Yung mga people who should have been on top of their job. And dapat much more seamless yung process at hindi umabot sa ganitong gulo.
Well, I would have to agree. Siya yung may alam ng proseso sa loob. Pero according nga dun sa nakikita kong protocols, number 1 sa service ng arrest, at doon sa mga na-arrests na na-encounter ko, of course, marami doon. Kami yung na-aresto or yung clients ko yung na-aresto. Ang nangyayari talaga, hindi naman sa pulido, no? Pero talagang may element of surprise sa mga kaganapan. Kumbaga, sinasakto nila na talagang caught off guard ka. And the principle with these things is always, you approach this with, kumbaga, from a stronger, if your position is stronger, hindi yung you're at your lowest or you're at your weakest or that other person is at his or her stronger position. Kaya hindi ko inaasahan na yung arrest will be first served at the Senate. Dami kong naririnig noon na alam
Na
naman
dapat
kung
hindi na
nasaan si
umabot
Bato.
doon. Oo.
Hindi na umabot. Ang dami kong naririnig na, nandito daw attorney si Bato. Sabi ko nga, wag niyo sa akin sabihin. Hindi ako manghuhuli. Para po sa mga netizens, wala po akong role doon. Wala rin pong role ang victims sa panghuhuli. Ang kailangan pong paabutan ay yung PNP. So kung ano't ano man, di nakarating sa kanila yung information, ganito daw ang lead. Di ba? May ganun nga eh. Pero yung pag-implement nila parang Alam mo yung parang naghahanap ka, tapos kinuha mo na yung, ginawa mo yung lahat, hinintay mo na lumabas yung ano mo, yung hinahanap mo, which is too late. 6 months too late. They should have implemented the arrest within the past six
Are
months.
you sensing hesitance, political fear, incompetence, combination of all the above?
Uh, Incompetence, definitely. Kasi feeling ko there it could have been served better. Things could have turned out better. And especially with the shooting, although pala yun, hindi ko na maintindihan kung ang hirap nung disinformation, yung may magsisinungaling, kaya mapapaisip ka ng sino ba talaga ang may resibo. Kasi you're seeing people lying to your face. Government official saying na, ay, ganitong nangyari, pero hindi pala, may resibo yung kabila. So, thank you to the media personnel who were there and cross-checked some information. Pero katulad ng mga telenovela na pinapanood na, anong nangyari sa side character? Anong nangyari kay ganito? Alam nyo, ano na lang yan side story na lang yan eh. Ang importante, nagkatuluyan ba yung bida? O anong nangyari dun sa bida? So hanggang ngayon po, huwag po tayong mawawala sa punto na wala pa rin si Bato, hindi pa rin siya nahuhuli. Kaya ako, frustrated yung mga victims dito at may umaabot na nga sa galit. Kasi si Bato, huwag nating kakalimutan, umabsent yan ng 6 months. May bayad, 300,000 minimum, I think ha. Kasi meron pa yung mga pro rata, mga etc. appearance per dime, etc. honoraria. Although hindi siya umattend, so I don't know. So 6 months hindi umattend, 300,000 times 6. Nagpasko at lahat, naka 13th month pa yan. Tapos sumipot isa, 2 araw, nakiligo lang, nakitulog, tapos nawawala na naman. Makikita na naman siya ng whatever is entitled him by law at hindi katulad ng mga victims na nakaabang araw-araw, no work, no pay. Tapos yung isa sa mga kinagagalit pa na punto, yung may gaslighting pa or may panluloko pa na sinabi niya, hindi daw niya, nahiya daw siya. So medyo, wow, naantig naman kami na,
Wow.
wow, nahiya siya. At ibabalik daw niya or hindi niya tinanggap yung last 2 months niya. Narinig niyo yon? Sabi niya na, ano naman ko, nahiya nga ako sa netizens, kaya sabi ko, hindi ko natatanggapin yung last 2 months pay ko. Pero mapapaisip ka, paano mong hindi tatanggapin kung nakadeposit na sa land bank mo? Ang nag-raise yung isang, may nagpaabot, sabi, alam niyo, government employee ako or government, may contract siya or something. Ni-require siya na mag-open ng land bank. Hindi po lumalabas yung sweldo. Sabi niya, hindi lumalabas yung sweldo ng cash at kukunin mong ganun. And if you refuse to take it, hindi mo mahahawakan. Kaya sabi niya, naku, lolokohin niya pa kami ha. Uh, ito na, dito na pumapasok. Resibo muna na hindi niya tinanggap.
At saka pinapabakasyon yung pamilya niya dyan sa Baguio, no? Sarap buhay, di ba? Kaya nga nahuli na nga. Nagla-lurk over the horizon lang pala to eh.
Oo. At speaking of family, how many family members are on his staff? So parang it really is in bad taste.
Bad days is a understatement. Dito naman tayo sa mga legal na henyo, no? Mga legal luminaries ng DDS, no? Mamaya na si Marcoleta. Itong sinasabi ni veteran lawyer Jimmy Bondok, let me be the one to serve the war. Is that
To
how it
receive.
works? Parang ite-text mo sa akin, tapos sabi ba niya, pag binigay mo sa akin, di ko rin masigurado kung and then how is
Mukhang,
the client confidentiality? Kung alam niya nasaan yung pugante, should he cooperate as a lawyer? Like how does that work?
palagay ko, rookie mistake. Definitely rookie mistake. Kasi, feeling ko general rule kasi yon, the lawyer can receive documents for his client. So, service to the lawyer is service to the client. Siguro ganun yung iniisip niya. Kaya nung natanong siya, paano po yung warrant? O, di bigay niyo sa akin. Without realizing, very, very specific nung requirement sa service ng warrant. Bumawi naman later on, pero kung mapapansin nyo, yung pagbawi niya, tama ba, ay sa pamamagitan na lang ng quote card or written statement. Nagpumili na lang siya ng mga video statements. Pag-iingat na rin, and I would advise him to do so for the next few months maybe, kasi may benefit of checking, editing kung written yung statement. Kaysa sa pag dire-diretso siya. Ako, nagkakamali pa rin ako. Even with a few years in practice, magkakamali ka kasi kung minsan things jumble up in your head, or ito pa yung isang problema ng kahit sino, train of thought, 'di ba? So, yun lang, caution for attorney Jimmy Bondo.
Yeah. Let me
Pero
be the one. Yeah.
hindi ko na siya pababalikin ng law school. May nakikita akong ganun. Kasi matagal din yata siyang nag-law school eh. So,
Naman, naman, friends, nag-effort naman siya.
oo.
Nag-learn.
Oo, tsaka nag, naka-twice pa siyang take. Sorry, pero parang
Okay, okay, okay. I think,
kumbaga,
nagiging
he spent time in law school.
Okay, okay, okay. Sige. Attorney, let's be nice. Kasi baguhan pa naman. Baka naman, bigyan natin ng, baka naman madismaya siya. Kawawa naman. Although, ganun ba ka-desperate yung situation ni Bato to get the fresh off the oven ba ang tawag dyan? Bago-bago na, ng abogado. Now, speaking of, ito, medyo mas veterano. Hindi ko na kung nag-practice siya or hindi. Ito, medyo bigatin to, si AP, hindi Audimac Pigay, ha? Alan Peter Cayetano, ang ating matet talaga, grabe mga tao. Ito na si AP Cayetano. Sabi na protective custody, is there such thing in law? I mean, I had Justice Carpio on this show and said parang ano daw yun, wala yung species daw na yan sa sa zoology ng legal universe. And what is this protective custody legal concept he's coming up with?
It's, I think, practice. So, he's talking about a previous practice of the Senate to, kumbaga, accord respect to members of the Senate na may standing warrants, pero habang may session, hindi
Session.
huhulihin. So, mas ganun lang, practice, pero
You mean
off the bat,
decorum? You mean decorum practice?
oh, hindi, respect for, kumbaga, processes. Kasi merong namang nangyari even for the House of Representatives, pero they don't really call it protective custody. So the term itself, fishy na. Kasi bakit? Ano ba ang Senado? Ano ba to? Law enforcement agency ba? Bakit may ganon? Iniisip ko nga, para bang iniisip niya simbahan, di ba? You are under my sanctuary. So, ako mas dapat itingnan lang natin yun na procedurally may respect for the processes of the Senate. So, if the Senate is in session, um, persons could essentially, na member ng Senate, could do their work before or before they are taken into custody. There's the other factor na I would tend to agree to some extent, yung while they are availing of the lawful remedies. So may ganun na parang hindi naman sa nagtago, pero sabi nila pwede bang, kumbaga, ang point kasi nun, may assurance yung institution na ihaharap sa korte. Parang bail recognizance. O kumbaga, malaya ka ngayon, hawak ka ni, kunyari, Senate President. At si Senate President ang magsusuko sa'yo kung matalo yung lawful legal remedy mo. Pag sinabi doon na, sorry, kailangan ka palang hulihin, edi isusuko ka. So, hindi siya protective custody, kundi more of parang recognizance na ako ang akong bahala sa'yo. Pero, off the bat, sabihin ko na rin na si Alan Peter Cayetano, ang isa sa nagpasakit ng ulo ko nung last week, hindi ko matapos-tapos yung ginagawa kong parang points of the mistakes that he has said and committed during this time. One of which is on ICC jurisdiction. So I think may period ba na nag-grandstand siya after he was elected. So yung speech niya, yung horrible t-shirt niya, ang dami namang pumapansin doon, yung yung sabi nila ay mantel. Yung tablecloth. So
Tumantet,
kung damit
tumantel.
po niya yon, habang suot niya yon, sinasabi niya yung una, yung ICC, ano ba yan? It's a foreign court. And paano yan? Pupunta na lang yan dito at manghuhuli ng kung sino-sino. Huhulihin nila ang, kunyari, corruption. Huhulihin nila yung mga rebelde. Huhulihin nila, ano. Ganun na lang ba yung mangyayari? That is tapos basta may isa pa siyang ni-raise na sinasabi nga ng defense, hindi naman nakapag-imbestiga ng on time yung ICC. Oh my gosh, not at a time when the appeals chamber of the ICC has already ruled on those matters. So maling-mali po yung punto niya. Kaya doon talaga parang ang hirap kasi parang classic DDS. At sabi ko nga, he is so breathtakingly stupid na parang you have a Senate President repeating these lies or misconceptions or worse, disinformation. At ang pagtingin natin doon, nagkamali lang ba siya o talagang mali yung sinasabi niya consciously? Kaya pag naupuan ko at medyo lumamig-lamig ang ulo ko at lumamig ang panahon, buti na lang umulan. Umulan na dito sa Pilipinas or Metro Manila in general. Maupuan ko yung mga errors of Alan Peter Cayetano.
Dito sana yung brought to you by Bubble, tea, yung mga ganun. Magpalamig tayo na ulo dito. Kasi kami ni Sir Ronald, parang, ay, gusto na namin maglasing sa depression. Sobrang, sobrang, what the heck is going on? Now, let's talk about legal liability. On two fronts. In a more immediate way, yung kay Alan Peter Cayetano, actually the Cayetanos, ginamit daw yung kotse nila para makapasok si Bato. And then, kung yung putokan na yan ay scripted, then basically obstruction of justice yun, di ba? Bago tayo pumunta kay Robin Hood. And then, if you look at it, hindi ba parang chief enabler si Cayetano ng drug war ni Digong in terms of defending it in international fora? Grabe yung interview niya with, 'di ba? Si Mehdi Hasan, 'di ba?
Mehdi.
Grabe yung niya, yung adamant kahit huling-huli na siya, hindi nagpapahuli ng buhay, 'di ba? And tuloy-tuloy yung kanyang fake news and apologia doon sa drug war na yan. Not to mention all of his legal acrobatics, Mickey Mouse arguments. So, I know hindi siya chief architect operationally speaking, but ideologically, communication-wise, he's an enabler. Hindi kaya dapat shout-out kay ICC. Baka gusto niyo rin tignan tong batang to.
He has come under the scope of the investigation, and his name has been mentioned in several pleadings, in several submissions of the prosecutor. Yung isa sa mga original arguments as to interim release of the prosecution is that Duterte has the tendency to get back at witnesses and to interfere with proceedings or investigations. And it was precisely si Alan Peter Cayetano who was named by the ICC as having, or the prosecutor, as having talked to one or several witnesses ng Senado. So, noong 2019, nagkaroon ng investigation or earlier ba, yung Senate under the auspices of Laila de Lima's Justice Committee yata, nag-investigate into the war on drugs. Oh, maybe not 2019, maybe earlier. So anyway, nag-investigate si Alan Peter daw, according to public records, kinausap yung witnesses, tapos parang loyalty check tayo digong pa rin tayo ganun. Sabi ng ICC prosecutor, this is precisely, and at that time, fresh siya as vice presidential candidate, losing vice presidential candidate. This is precisely the acts of Duterte supporters which will allow Duterte or which will say that Duterte will also do it again. Yun yung tendency ni Duterte. Kapag inimbestigahan siya, babalikan niya, pagagalawin niya yung mga galamay niya. At nung nakaraan nga, ang pinagalaw niya si Alan Peter. And well, it looks the same today. So I'm sure that the ICC is keeping a keen eye. Lalo na bumalik o nandyan siya as Senate President.
Yun nga eh. And what about the obstruction of justice potentially kung ginamit yung kotse nila and somehow they scripted putokan para na makatakas yung isa, yung bugante?
Pwede. Kung talagang part of the machinations, part siya nung pwedeng you can do obstruction of justice by conspiracy as a mode of commission. So, pinag-usapan nyo, ganito mangyayari, ganito, And then therefore, the act of one is the act of all. Ganun po yung konsepto ng conspiracy. So, ikaw, ito ang role mo, ikaw, ito ang role mo, ito ang role mo. Pero sa pangkalahatan, ang objective natin, harboring or concealing a fugitive. And at that time, they knew that this person was a fugitive or subject of a warrant. Or, may isa pang section na evading prosecution. So, they can fall under either of those two sections ng obstruction of justice. Unfortunately, mukhang magaan lang yung sentensya ng obstruction of justice kahit pa, kumbaga, sagaran at papasok pa sa parliamentary immunity. So, hindi sila makukulong pero yes, may kaso at the very least.
Hindi ba pwede perpetually disqualified though from running from office?
There's also that. But it's an accessory penalty. Kailangan muna, kumbaga, mag-guilty ka dun sa main case. Kumbaga, hindi ito katulad ng impeachment na parang magkasing level or magkasing importante yung, kumbaga, kung kay Sara, ma-convict siya or ma-impeach, or ma-convict in the impeachment case and ma-perpetually disqualify. Dito sa obstruction of justice, dahil, sorry pero parang maliit, quote-unquote, yung krimen, makakonvict ka muna and then titingnan natin kung, if at all, magkakaroon ka pa ng accessory penalty of disqualification or hindi ka makakatakbo, ganyan.
What about Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Ex-convict is a correct way of putting it, right? Is he an ex-convict and future, Like, what is he looking at there?
Yeah, mukhang siya yung, kung in terms ka, parang siyang mastermind, siya ang lead. Tapos, napunta pa doon sa, kung i-connect pa doon sa sinasabing Pampanga House or Rest House na pinagtaguan, mukhang sa kanya din nakakonekta yung bahay na yon na pinagtataguan. So, mukhang sabit na sabit kung ano man.
Pero ang sabi ni Robin Hood, parang nakisakay lang naman daw siya, wala naman siyang sasakay.
Bumaba sa Makati.
Para po, dito muna ako. I mean,
bumaba sa Makati, tapos pumunta sa bahay ng, kaibigan niya, gano'n. Ang kukumbinsihin niya dyan, prosecutor, eventually, court. Tignan natin kung paano magpa-progress yung obstruction charges ng PNP. Pero ako, maliit lang, pero iba din yung makurot ka rin minsan-minsan. Kasi sagad-sagaran ka lang niloloko, sagad-sagaran ka lang. Itong bago, yung force majeure. Ano ba to?
It took a Tulfo to correct. I mean, like, we are in a world whereby, headline, Tulfo corrects Robin Hood Padilla on, like, I never thought we'll reach a point whereby umaasa tayo sa mga Tulfo to bring back sanity to this world.
Pero on that note, Tito Soto, who appears to be, apparently, an expert on Senate rules. So, hindi ko ma-imagine yun before. I mean, we had statesmen in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, whom we could rely on for assistance. Pero wow, how have things changed?
So, what about Mark Oleta? Kasi yun yung pinaka-legal luminary ng Duterte, di ba? Oleta, sabi naman, hindi naman daw siya DDS. Wink, wink. Is Mark Oleta considered legal luminary? Is it like, he has major legal successes? Is he like trained at the highest level? Meron mo siyang scholarly legal analysis? Kasi he's very confident, no? And the way he parang, hindi kayo abogado wala kayong ano dyan ano lang naman kayo dyan, mag-defer kayo sa akin. Where is this coming from? Hindi ko maintindihan yung confidence na yan.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's very perception-based now with the way we are polarized. Parang ang nangyayari po dahil parang magkaiba talaga ng mundo yung may ibang mga pinaniniwalaan. Madaling masabi ng isang grupo na, oo, legal luminary yan. Kung magkakumbinsido sila at kahit gaano mo kapakitaan ng dokumento, ng papeles, ng ganyan, hindi pa rin maniniwala. Kaya maybe in the eyes of some, he is a legal luminary and I don't know whose problem is that, dun sa naniniwala o sa iba, ako na hindi naniniwala na legal luminary siya. I'm so sorry, but I have not heard him mentioned in law school or in any of our legal discussions as part of, kumbaga, the improvement in the administration of justice.
Just to be clear about luminary means parang it comes from light, diba? You light the way in a specific field. Ibig sabihin you're at the cutting edge of research in a
Yeah.
specific field. Is he a cutting edge source of sorry, I'm
For
sorry.
some,
Is he a
maybe.
source of light and inspiration in constitutional legal jurisprudential studies? I'm so sorry.
Alam nyo, yung isang measure ngayon, parang kung mababanggit ka sa law school, may ganon na, kumbaga, pinag-uusapan ng nag-aaral talaga, yung concentrate. Kasi sabihin na natin in practice, pwedeng may pasikatan dyan, may payamanan, oh, dito, ito, malaking sumingil to, ganyan. Pero kung sa law school, ang pinag-uusapan nila, sino nga yung abogado na ang argument ay ganito? Sino nga yung law firm na ganito yung mode or process? Again, hindi po na nababanggit yung Marcoleta at mas naririnig natin yung pangalan niya in political discussions.
Di nandyan na
So,
rin ako kasi kinason ako sa Supreme Court. May nagsabi rin
oh
dyan,
yeah,
nandun ka na sa
actually,
jurisprudence. You have made it. You have made your mark. So, mukhang
yeah.
luminary na rin pala ako.
Well, of course, yung pag luminary, parang actually, kung ako nga, luminary is not only number of years, ha? Pero yung how you have shaped jurisprudence. You yourself, not as, kumbaga, you wrote it, you led the way, you thought of it. Kung ganun yung standards, wala.
Wala. Although I won't be
It-
if Sara Duterte ang next president, maging Chief Justice yan ng Supreme Court and all. I mean, I'm not ruling out
or
anything.
Solgen.
Oh, yeah, okay. Of course, yeah.
Solgen. Sorry, I'm reminded of Kalida eh.
The
If
Khalida
we're talking about
president.
legal luminaries.
In fairness naman kay Khalida, never mind. Moving on. By the way, si Khalida, can't he also be dun sa ICC?
He could, yeah. Actually, to clarify, ang, kumbaga, pwede pumili ng kahit na sinong abogado si Duterte. That's for sure. Even if he's given the list of ICC accredited lawyers, he's not limited to that. Kung gusto niya pong maging abogado si Kalida, and then, yeah, he could do that. The registry will coordinate with that lawyer to check or to see if he could be accredited. Kumbaga, he will be assisted. Ang magiging problema lang if he is not deserving or he cannot really be accredited, it will pose a problem before the court because the rules require that you have to be accredited. The only point there is, if you're accredited, it means you know about the ICC rules. Hindi kayong left of field, manggugulo lang sa ICC. And second, if you are accredited, you're bound to a code of ethics. And you will abide by the rules and regulations as presented by the ICC. Kaya, and on that note, yun yung naging issue dun sa yung sa 6 na abogado ni Duterte na nagsisipot, yung Filipino lawyers, yun yung issue nun. Kung ano ba sila, lawyer ba talaga sila, o meron, o guest, o ano ba. Kasi, yun nga, may confidentiality yung submissions dito sa Duterte case.
The lawyer daw, lawyer.
Lawyers.
Well, before we go to the serious topic, which is ICC, I mean, dito muna tayo sa how is it? Sino na lang matitira sa Duterte? Kasi yung dalawang Villar's may mga allegations na cheese, di ba? The whole Killa is
Yeah,
life, di ba? Bongo could be next as doon naman sa ICC at least, pero meron din sa kabila. Ang haba parang si Aimee na lang yata matira, tsaka si Lauren Legarda, although may mga nagsa-solar mother, di ba? Allegations din. So, what's gonna happen here? I mean, and what does jurisprudence say in terms of yung mga rules of Senate? Kasi baka malapit na maging chatroom na lang, parang online group na lang yung majority. Kasi baka mamaya may VPN pa. Sir, text ako ng vote ka, pero hindi ko sabihin yung location. Mag-VPN ako. Di ba? Kasi kung puro pugante yung iba.
or
So,
pwede bang
what the
general
heck?
location, Philippines?
Exact. Yung majority, 2 lang nandun. Tapos may 11 na minority. Yung iba, nasa chatroom lang. I mean, what's going on here? Is this the worst ever Senate among the worst ever Senates now we have seen over the past 20 years?
Probably, no? Kasi yung we have these issues, pero pailan-ilan. Pero ito yung talagang buhos, no? Oo nga. Could be, yeah. Pero ako yung drama, yung Senate flicks nga, yun yung parang rurok. I don't know kung magkakaroon ng isa pang rurok to. Hindi ko na alam what will top it. Yun talagang sobrang nakakahiya. Tapos, I've been speaking, I was in a meeting with several other lawyers, and then when you raise that, we have, ano may isa pang wanted dun sa case ni Duterte. Oh yeah, I saw that. So ako parang, what did you see, a news report or the video? Yung iba the video. Tapos parang nakakahiya kasi yung staircase video, sabi ko, okay.
What?
That's
Mabilis
our
siya.
senator.
Mabilis siya. In
Mabilis.
fairness, I was impressed by his athleticism.
Oh, pero parang nakakaya kasi, I mean, I would have preferred kung there was some huge statement. I mean, ang daming, nagkaroon ng panahon na pwede po sanang mag-grandstand si Bato de la Rosa inside the Senate. He could have defended his position. He could have, made a speech. Parang Martin Luther King, I have a dream. Or something. Sorry, but to think of them in the same light. Pero parang ganun na, I'll use this time. I will speak as eloquently as possible. But the statements I heard from here were more incriminating than exculpatory. May time na umamin siya precisely sa iniisip ng mga tao. Bakit ka pumasok? Kasi tinawagan ako ni Alan Peter. Bakit ka punapunta? Para raw bumoto. Kaya para pumoto para dun sa issue ni Sara, yung impeachment. Kaya parang, oh no, sayang yung opportunity if Bato had used that time. But of course, good for us, for the victims, na hindi na siya nakapag-grandstand further. Pero kung ako lang, ano ba to, uh, suggestion sana kung ginawa niya yun, things would have been better for him.
A for honesty. Honesty. A for honesty.
Pero kung A4 din, kung ako po sa kanya, magko-cooperate na ako sa ICC. Kasi wala na. Anong gusto niyang mangyari? Magkaroon na naman ng parang hulihan, tapos may CCTV naman or body cam video na si Alice Go pa yung naaalala ko dyan natutulog. Tapos naka-pajama. So isang gabi parang napanaginipan ko yan na, what if si Bato nahuli? Yung ganon kasi manghuli. Suggestion po sa PNP yung po mga kliyente ko, ilan doon hinuli gabi, madaling araw. Papasukin ka, so yung kaya kinabukasan, top news ka. Tapos nakapajama yung mga paghinuli. Yun talaga yung caught off guard. So yun yung isang iniisip ko na isang araw. What if si Bato mahuli, no? Tapos nakapajama. Si Alice Go, I remember, there was some footage. Hindi ko alam kung body cam ba yun. Sa Indonesia yun, no? Or Malaysia?
Indonesia.
Indonesia na parang talagang ito, huli na siya. But she was cooperating that time. So for Bato, mag-cooperate na lang po kayo. I think this would be the best for all of us.
Maybe Bato is just betting na kung si Hari nga, Zaldi nga, si Bantag nga, di ba? At large pa rin, di ba? Then who knows, maybe makalusot siya and he just has to wait another year or so and baka the fever will break. Baka ganun yung hope niya eh. And alam niya, dahil hindi siya nag-iisa dun sa chopping block, maraming may interest to not only muddy the waters, pero babardagulan yung buong institusyon. I mean, should you be worried about some people burning down the whole house to save their own skin?
Yeah. And warning. So if Bato thinks Sara being president in 2028 will be his salvation, think again. Magiging liability po siya ng isang Sara Duterte administration kasi you have an international warrant of arrest. You have an ICC warrant. You're wanted in 125 countries. maybe 124 if Hungary proceeds with its exit. Technically, you're also wanted in 196 country members of the Interpol kasi napaabutan sila ng warrant eh. So, yung hiya ng isang Pilipinas na, o ba't hindi mo pa, di ba may warrant na nakuha ka, hindi mo pa ini-enforce? It could weigh against Sara Duterte as president. Kasi, oo nga, bakit hindi mo hinuhuli? Tapos, isipin mo na lang yung kung sakaling may pinapahuli naman tayo. O, kunyari, yung mga nag-usual, kunyari, Teves, someone like Teves during the time of Sara Duterte. Kung may ganun, o anong kaprapatan mo na magpahuli? Eh, hindi mo nga mahuli yung pinapahuli sa iyo. So, yung ganun, he will
Yeah, meron
definitely be
siyang
allied.
knock-on effects, no? Yeah, down the road. Grabe.
Mhm.
Is there a way to challenge it kung they allow all of this pugante or all of these mga kakasuhan na bumoto dun sa trial ni Sara Duterte? Because the other elephant in the room is yung paparating na trial ni Sara Duterte. And in fact, kaya nga na-triggered itong crisis na to, kaya nga lumabas sa woodworks ito si Bato just to give the majority to create some sort of, I don't know, cushion for Sara Duterte or at least be in a position to shape the game. So, there's a Sara Duterte impeachment aspect here. Is there a way for non-Senate people to challenge this or complete yung prerogative ng Senate leadership on this issue?
Well, I think there is a way. So, there have been efforts to study yung sa rules. Pero, it's a matter of how they will do it. Pero, in essence, yung ultimate, kumbaga, effect, pwedeng i-question ng citizens. Kasi may stake sila dito sa impeachment trial. Pero, ang prerogative ng Senate is in creating the rules. So, if they go that route, meaning, oh, I'm just creating a rule. Like the way they did with Bato na, oh, maybe we can do. Generally, that does not affect the people of the Philippines. Eh, magbobotohan lang naman sila online. Pero there's something insidious behind it. So, kapag umepekto yung insidious na ginagawa nila, doon, the people would have standing. If there is a significant right of the people violated, pwedeng pumasok ang taong bayan, essentially, as a checks and balance doon sa Senate. Pero you're right, initially, pwedeng prerogative ng Senate ang gumawa ng sarili nilang rules, prerogative nila ang regulations, yung mga ganon. Kaya buti na lang very matalas ang mata ng minority. Kaya yung sinasabing walk out, I would say that's brilliant in a sense. Depriving the group of quorum was, I think, the last straw. Pero it was effective at that time. I'm
And
sorry, not the last
yeah,
resort, last resort. Ganyan.
last resort, exactly. Last point naman tayo dito, attorney. Let's talk about the ICC. So finally, there is eto na, confirmation na November na yung maging hearings ni Digong. Iba na yung kanyang legal team. So I think Kaufman he got what he wanted, it looks like, which is win nothing but win everything at the same time. You can figure out, diba? So, sino yung bagong team niya? What are we looking at? Yung bagong team niya, talo na naman kaagad. Hindi na ma-delay. Why would they even ask for like 18 months delay? What are they thinking? Iabutin nila yung election para ma-influence nila yung elections? Like, what are they looking at here?
Well, if it was Kaufman, in a sense, yun yung objective. Because that's the DDS narrative na parang hinihintay nila yung elections para thinking it would be something like the impeachment which could be staved off, parang ganon, by some political development. Now they realize, regardless of politics in the Philippines or elsewhere, walang makakapigil dito sa trial. It's an entirely new team. Kaya yung isang basis maybe for asking for the delay is that the team will have to look at, sorry, it's not an entirely new team pala. So they have a different lead and associate counsel. So it's Peter Haynes and Kate Gibson, a tandem that worked for Bemba, one of the more successful, sabihin na natin, na akusado sa ICC. Na-acquit po siya upon appeal. So una na-convict siya, tapos na-acquit siya by this tandem, but it's a different team. From what I understand, sila pa lang yung kumbaga bago, pero the rest of the team are the people who also worked with Nicholas Kaufman. Kaya may timplahan dyan. So, ang pwedeng unang reason, the new team members are confronted by ano ba to, 5,000 pieces of evidence, a mountain of evidence. Si prosecution pa, nagbanggit pa ng 13,000 other pieces of evidence in their repository, in their parang baul na babasahin pa daw nila, ika-classify pa nila. If you're new and you only have a few months, syempre, pwede bang pa-extend muna? That's one. Pero the counter-argument is, you already have staff who or other members of the team who were part of the previous team, kaya dapat alam na nila yan. But on the other hand, yung political dimension could still apply because that's a reality that we all have to contend with. This Duterte trial sa ICC works in the context of Duterte presidency in 2028. Yan yung sinasabi ng lahat. Kaya hindi mo maiwasan. But in any case, we wish all the best to this new legal team kasi you're right in a sense na talo sila. No, ganun po yun. May suggestion. Actually, hindi naman natalo in the sense na parang nakapagpustahan or ano. Ang nangyari po niyan, may suggestions. Natalo din kami. Yung sa victims, ang suggestion namin, pwede bang September? Si prosecutor, yung November 30. Si defense, indefinite. Ang kinalabasan po, si prosecutor yung quote-unquote nanalo or si prosecutor yung pinaboran. Na tama naman, sasabi namin. Kasi siya naman yung una mag-represent ng evidence. So, siya yung medyo may upper hand dito.
Just last point. So, in terms of yung mga other potential people na pwedeng kasuhan, finalized na ba yan or pwede madagdag pa? Depende on, like, let's say, if the Duterte trial reveals new facts, can the prosecution file for new warrants of arrest? How does that work? Kasi separate siya but at the same time may pagka-package deal parallel case dito.
Yeah. So, hypothetically, they could still add new persons of interests or suspects in the case. Depende yan sa marireveal nga ng evidence. Pero at this point, I would say, yung itong list of 8 persons, including Bato, and sorry, pero 6 na lang yung hindi pa nahuhuli or wala pang warrant. Yung isa kasi namatay na. So, 6 persons of interest. Yan na yung out of all the evidence, yan na yung, kumbaga, napipisil. Kumbaga, parang, alam niyo pag graduation, yung may top 10 na. So, alam na. May chance ba na ang isang tao ay mag-overtake yung, kunyari, valedictorian, mapalitan yung valedictorian, maging
Umakyat
salutatorian,
sa ranking. So,
gagalaw, oo.
oo.
May chance, di ba? Laging may gano'n na, ay, sorry, nag-recompute. O kaya, ay, hindi na factor in na nag first place sa National Students Press Conference or 100% pala siya sa final examinations, yung mga ganon. Dati incomplete, tapos na-complete niya, uno pala siya sa subject na to. Things like that could matter and what would be the turning point kung may ebidensya o witness na magsasabi. Hanggang ngayon po, pwede pa rin, May 28 pa lang, no? So, parang hanggang next month, may pagkakataon yung prosecution na magbigay ng ebidensya. And ubos lakas na to. So, si prosecutor, okay, kunin na lahat ng ebidensya, i-analyze na natin yan. If in that course, meron pa silang matagpuan, pwedeng may maging valedictorian or umakyat ng ranking. Pero so far, ito ang ano natin. So, unahan ko na, if we're thinking of Sara Duterte, if a witness comes forward and says, ito ang role niya sa DDS. So far, we've heard from Las Cañas and a few other DDS. Yung role kasi ni Sara ay parang prinsesa.
Exactly,
sa
yeah.
DDS. Hindi pa, kumbaga, ano pa lang siya, yung prinsesa, ano pa lang yan, no? Ribbon cutting, ganyan. Kailangan po, nagkaroon siya ng parang thinking role in the organization. That one, wala pa masyadong lumalabas. So again, baka meron. We have a few
So
more
potentially
months.
others. But Senator Bongo looks like almost certain there, right?
Yes, bababa na lang yan ng one
Yeah,
or two
almost certain.
ranks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baka top of the list pa na siya kasi andyan
Ah,
na si Bato eh. Yeah.
oo, pero pala, again, pwedeng sabihin ng ICC, actually, marami pa ring pwedeng mangyari, lalo na pag sinabi ng Philippine government, kami nang bahala doon sa iba. Medyo big deal yan if they say, in terms of complementarity, di ba? We give way to the domestic arena. Pag
So,
sinabi ng
domestic
Marcos
courts na
administration,
ano. Ah,
magpo-prosecute, yes. Pero definitely, dapat ma-prosecute. Yun yung importante. Pwedeng sabihin ng ICC, o sige, total, may dalawa na kaming sinisilip, sa inyo na yung iba.
so they can split the bill. But in terms of credibility, kasi yung complementarity assumes you defer to local institutions na functional. So is there
And
a way the
it
government
has
can
to
assure
be,
that?
yun na nga, it has to be a genuine investigation or prosecution. If it was the same as last time, yung sabi ng, oh, meron kami. Nag-iimbestiga kami ng 50. Padadagdagan pa to ng 250. Sabi ng prosecutor, niloloko mo naman ako eh. That's not the same kind of investigation. So, I don't know. Kaya ko nililive open yan dahil narinig ko na merong investigation into the war on drugs. Kaya may sabi na si Bato from the PNP. So, yun ang medyo left of field pa sa akin na, bakit biglang may investigation pala? Ano na naman to? So,
To
we'll
reclaim the jurisdiction.
maybe
Mm.
over bato. Pero if you step back, baka ang isang iniisip din, it's to go after all those who are lower in rank. So, bukas din naman kami doon. And we have to check kung purely political. Pwedeng ganun eh, in-announce lang para mahuli si Bato or something. Pero, tingnan pa natin ng konti.
So, pero wala na, no? We are not expecting local courts to come in na, di ba? In terms of TRO, in terms of, parang wala na yung avenue na yan. Kasi parang tagal na hinintay ni Bato, wala na yan. So, there should be nothing stopping the PNP from doing their job together with the DLG. Meron bang pwede
Yeah,
last minute dito na lang sa Pilipinas yan si Bato pag nahuli namin? Or hindi, we have to talaga enforce the Interpol warrant for arrest.
there is still an opening na kung may kaso siya dito sa Pilipinas. Unfortunately, I don't think there is. So, kumbaga, ang daming what if, what if, what if. Eh, wala siyang kaso. Kaya, katulad ni Duterte, ganun din ang dapat gawin sa kanya. Yung issue lang talaga na pwedeng, kumbaga, makapigil, decision on the merits from the Supreme Court, and when the Supreme Court says, no, we will not recognize the ICC warrant, it could still go that way, di ba, yung sa Supreme Court. So, hindi siya huhulihin.
Will you guys challenge it? I mean, ano bang preference ng victims? From a victim's perspective, ano yung hindi lang ideal, ano yung dapat mangyari dito?
That Bato de la Rosa also joins Duterte. I think makakabuti din yun. Sabi nga nung isa na, sinuggest ko po yun sa kaibigan kong DDS. Out of kumbaga, the goodness of my heart, para po may kasama po si tatay, eto na po si Bato de la Rosa. And we're really working for 2 cases at the least at the ICC, one against Bato, one against Duterte. At ang best case scenario, magpang-abot or halos magpang-sabay para hindi din mabigat doon sa logistical issues. So, ganun na nga yung iniisip namin eh. Kailangan medyo magsabay para kung sakaling magwi-witness, for example, yung isang victim, magwi-witness siya kay Bato, after a few days, magwi-witness siya kay Duterte. Parang ganon. So, ang galing nga,
November is
merong
far
mga,
away. Baka naman the court was making a calculation something good could happen between now and November, right?
yeah,
Way.
but I mean, you have to also factor in yung 1 year period pa na between arrest and actual actual start of trial. So, we're thinking around maybe 2027, 2028, magpang-abot sa, in terms of hearings. So, basta ano pa lang to, mga hypothetical. Pero for Duterte, talagang all systems go. We are so happy that the trial will start this year. We're just waiting for the sitting schedule. So, kung iniisip po ng ilan, so ang schedule ay November 30. Happy birthday ba to kay ano?
Anniversary, no? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or death anniversary ba? Oh,
Oh,
shucks.
yeah, yun nga. Yun nga.
Kay, oh, this is the birth anniversary. Death
Wow.
ay tama. So, maraming salamat po at pagpupugay kay Andres Bonifacio.
Oo nga eh.
So,
Naku,
yung
si Robin Hood
30
Padilla, man, dyan. Oo.
na yung 30, first day of trial, pero maraming trial yan. Ang
Correct.
inaasahan po namin, best case scenario, we have 3 weeks of trial in the case of Duterte. So,
Yun nga
let's
eh.
see.
I
Yung
mean,
sitting schedule ang inaantay.
I mean, feeling ko kakanta yan si Bato. Kaya nga, hindi ko alam. Kasi parang si Basta ba, di jokingly say na at least may kasama ng tatay ko. Parang kutob ko kakanta yan eh. Lalo mapahamak si Digong dyan kasi he still has his
Ay,
own
kumanta
skin.
na
Well,
ng PMA.
medyo, yeah, but that could be, di ba, parang he's calling for what? Destabilization? Medyo, ano yun ah. That was crazy. Kaya nga ako, with all due respect and love sa colleagues ko sa media, they should be careful not to platform these people. Parang ang dami, I don't know, maybe I was unfair, pero sabi ko, in how many hours ang binigay na airtime kay Bato to say his side and whatever, how many minutes and seconds did they give to the victims or mga ekspertong katulad mo to explain bakit kailangan ng ICC warrant? Parang it became suddenly about Bato, his emotions, his feelings, his history. Hello? ICC to, mass
Iiyak.
atrocities ang pinag-usapan.
Oo.
So, I'm sorry, because I know some media friend took offense with that. Ikaw naman, Richard, ganun-ganun. Like, yeah, maybe I'll interview Bato, but I'll also interview you. I'll also interview the victims. I was there when you were there. I was there when the victims were there. Not once, twice dun sa Europe. So, I'm sorry, I still stand by my point. But at the same time, of course, all due respect sa aking mga, all credit to my colleagues in the media for also covering yung Senate habang may putokan. Although mukhang wink-wink yung putokan na nangyari, but the fear and all was true. Thank you so much, Attorney Conti. Ang dami natin pwedeng pag-usapan and I'm sure mas marami tayong pag-usapan kasi Kilay is life. Marami pang mga mangyayari sa mga darating na araw and all. Mga luminary, ang dami, dami. So, it looks like, ano to, content talaga to. Content, unfortunately, for days and years to come. But para sa bayan, if that's gonna help more accountability and to finish the clown show, which is our Senate, yung bubble gang situation, then so be it. And let's hope there'll be a new leadership in the Senate soon. Salamat, Attorney Conti. God bless and talk to you soon.
Salamat, ingat.